Hi, I'm Britt.
And my name is Alissa. And this is SkeleTales.
This is the podcast that asks the age-old question of, is my dead grandma watching me?
So, Britt, you know those mornings when you wake up and you just feel like a fucking badass? You're just like, I'm going to tackle and destroy this day, and it's going to be mine. And you freaking grab a bandana and you just like wrap that shit up, tie it around your forehead, Rambo style. You're like, you're mine day. You know what that is?
What?
That's your grandma.
Fuck yeah, grandma! I love that boost of energy. Yeah.
So is that how you're feeling this morning when you wrap that bandana around your forehead, Britt?
I felt like a fucking zombie this morning.
Oh.
But right before we came to podcast, I was like, my bangs are in my face. I'm putting this on. Choo, Rambo style.
Yeah, so Britt
That's
is
right.
wearing a red bandana, grandma style. It's a band grandma,
Band grandma! Yes, new in
band
the
grandma.
merch shop. New in the merch shop. Band grandmas for everybody.
She's wearing a muscle shirt and a fucking red bandana, looking like she's about to fuck some shit up.
I am pumped. Yeah.
That grandma energy.
Ben grandma. You know what? It's true. We'll sell Ben grandmas, and it was like it'll be instantly the moment you sink it on your forehead. It's like you've got the power of grandma. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Get shit done. Vacuum. Clean dishes. That's what my
Oh,
grandma did.
knit some shit. I'm getting needlepoint. Got my needlepoint. Whoa, whoa. Get my not without my bandana.
Ching, ching.
Dude, I feel like this is an untapped market. I think everyone wants to see more grandmas wearing bandanas. Grandmas.
Yes.
Yes. Who doesn't want to
Let's
see
start
that?
the trend.
That
I'm
sounds
handing
so
them out to all the grandmas.
Badass.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm into it.
Heard it here first. But we don't just talk about grandmas or Rambo or any of those things. We talk about
Ghosts, spirits,
spooky
aliens.
shit. You said that. You kind of gagged when you said that. Aliens.
I did. I had to like take a drink of wine to clear that out of my throat, actually.
Crazy coincidences, cryptids, near-death experience.
Oh
my
Jinx.
God. Near-death experiences. Psychic phenomena. Have you ever had a psychic blow your mind with their accuracy of their predictions?
Ooh.
Love to hear it. What are we doing tonight?
Tonight, tonight I just have some good hauntings. I'm not even going to say good old hauntings. Like, these are just rich hauntings.
All right. Saturated.
So, similar to last week, this story came from another sister-in-law, Britt. And similar to last week, this is about also her mother, who we call Mama Julie. So this is Mama Julie's story.
Okay.
So this happened when Mama Julie was about 7 or 8 years old. So we're again going back into time. All right. Mama Julie's 7 or 8. She's waiting for the school bus outside her home, gets picked up, and goes to sit next to a little girl that she's never seen before on the bus. Before the bus pulls away from the house, the little girl points to Mama Julie's house and says, "That house is haunted. A family died in that house." Now, Mama Julie's a little kid. She's a little intrigued and like, oh, okay, maybe a little freaked out. The next day, she's waiting for the bus. She maybe has a couple of questions for this little girl.
As one would.
Yes, as we would. She gets on the bus. No little girl. Mama Julie never sees that little girl again on the bus. So
Wait, on the bus. Does she see her again? Off a bus?
no, she never sees her again.
Okay, ever. Sorry, I thought I was getting excited for nothing, but no.
Never again. Only on that bus that one time. Turns out that little girl says the house is haunted. She is fucking right. The house is haunted as hell.
Oh my God.
So let me describe the house. It's this little old farm-style house. It's yellow, and it's in rural Fort Collins. So it's kind of like right outside of the city.
In Colorado.
In Colorado. And old. I should
old
preface
as
that.
shit, dude.
Old
Colorado abandoned homes are the fucking best. I think we mentioned this on the podcast before because it's dry as shit and nothing nothing degrades. Not even abandoned houses. I just feel like houses just last for fucking ever there.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of old ghost towns because the gold rush, like once the gold rush was over, it was just abandoned towns everywhere. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking rad.
This is not an abandoned house,
Nope.
but just one they lived in.
I'm like, wait, why am I saying this? Because I don't know why.
Because they're spooky.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Mama Julie's brother's bedroom, don't know his name, but feel like the name Danny is coming to mind.
Yeah, okay,
so we'll say Danny. In Danny's bedroom, there is a hole in the corner of the room in the wall. It's an old farmhouse. Did I preface that?
You did, a yellow one. Right? Okay.
In this bedroom, there is a hole in the corner of the wall, and the brother's scared of that hole.
Oh,
so
me too.
the way the room's set up, it's a bed's in the middle, and then there is the hole. So Mama Julie is a sweet sister and doesn't want her brother to be scared. So she sleeps in the bedroom with her brother, but the brother makes her sleep on the side where there's the creepy hole. They would both be laying there at night and in the dark hear whispers coming from the dark hole in the corner. And they would just lay there, eyes wide open, just terrified of and they were indistinctible whispers, just like, like we've kind of heard before with the spirits, like just enough to where it's like you're straining your ear to be like, can I catch a word?
Ask her. I'm gonna touch him.
Oh,
yeah.
oh my gosh, that's so freaky. Yes, very freaky for a young little one. And anyways,
I will say, if that shit happened to me right now, you know why their parents weren't sleeping in that room? Because that fucking hole freaked them out. They heard the whisper. Yes. They didn't want nothing to do with that. They're like, shove the kids in there.
No, put the kids in there. Because, that's how they did back then. So they had a cat. Also didn't get a cat's name. What's a good cat's name?
His name is Twizzler.
Twizzler? Love it. Twizzler. They would put Twizzler's cat food in one of the corners of the house. And the cat would refuse to go near her cat bowl.
Twizzler.
Refuse. They'd move the cat bowl to a different part of the room. Totally fine. Eat its food, drink its water. Totally have it move back to that corner. No way. Refuse to go near it.
Ooh.
Not only that, the cat would go near it and hiss at the corner and avoid it at all costs.
That corner did not make Twizzler's mouth happy. This episode is brought to you by Twizzlers. Not really at all.
So the whole family, not just Danny and Mama Julie, would constantly hear walking up on the second floor and furniture moving all the time. Like, who's moving the couch up there? And then they'd go upstairs. No one would be up there.
Okay, I have a question.
Who is stomping upstairs? Nobody's up there. Yeah.
Why is it that in so many of these ghost stories there are people they're moving furniture is
good question.
The sound, the go-to sound. Are they trying to recreate the atmosphere from when they were living in that room? What is the deal with the moving furniture?
Well, and then there's another thing, too, where it's the spirits are activated and disturbed when furniture is moved. Do you remember? Have you heard that before, too? Where it's like, oh, I'm haunted. Or when a house is remodeled, it disturbs the spirits in the house. So maybe it has something to do with that?
I don't know. Britt, I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe, I have not necessarily heard of the spirits being disturbed when a piece of furniture has been moved. I've heard that renovations can activate, but then also cure a haunting. but like get rid of the haunting. Like as soon as you open the
Both
wall,
ways.
like they're like, I'm out of here. I fucking hate what you did with this place. Done. Gone.
Yeah.
But I also do wonder if possibly they are working on actually interacting with material objects, and that's it. They're like practicing their fucking haunting shit. They're poking, they're face poking. They're like, I'm gonna push this dresser, yes, and they're able to. Like,
but wouldn't the furniture have been moved? Like, I don't flashback to when my sister-in-law, Vita's sister, she's in her room. She hears the like next door, all of the furniture being moved. It's so loud, and then looks. Nothing's disturbed. Nothing at all. Everything looks exactly the same.
so is it just that we're like replaying all the moving days in the house or some shit?
God,
Like, why? What is
nightmare.
the okay?
Terrible
It's
purgatory.
we should come up with some sort of solution for that. That's what we do. We solve these things. Let's give it a little time. Maybe we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We solve problems a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one time, everyone's hanging out downstairs. The family's downstairs. They see Twizzler, the cat, being flung down the stairs.
No, Twizzler.
Like the cat doesn't just like jump down the stairs. The cat has been thrown down the stairs. She hits the wall. Boom. Oh,
What
actually, and then goes running off. As soon as she hits the floor, boom, she runs off.
What
and
the shit?
And that was the first time I think that something aggressive had happened in the house. Before that, it was just like whispers and moving. So that really freaked them out. There was an artwork that was hanging on the wall in the living room. And Mama Julie literally watched the artwork go from the wall and fly across the room and then land on the other side of the room. Like she's in the room and she watched that artwork just fly across.
Well, I'm telling you, it's all the practicing of the moving furniture. This is what they're doing. They're practicing it so then they could they're like, I'm going to fucking toss that cat hard. Get that fucking Twizzlers. It's a stupid name.
Energy.
Who named this cat Twizzlers? I'm going to throw that fucking cat down the stairs. This picture, it's ugly. Hucking it. Get rid of that. Don't like it. And so that's what they're doing. You know what? All these fucking ghosts, Britt, they woke up in the morning, they grabbed their Granbana, they tied on that fucking Granbana on their forehead.
Done today.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they're training up there with it so then they can get after that cat. They can get after that fucking ugly painting.
Getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Getting stuff done. Okay, well, it's going
Rampage.
to take a little weird turn.
Oh.
Here we go. One winter day, from Mama Julie's window, it's snowed the night before. It's winter. She's looking out. She's on the top floor now, the second floor. She is looking down onto the lawn, and she sees a dark horned figure standing in the yard outside of her window.
No, like, okay, ew, on 2 feet?
2 feet.
No. Okay, that's not normal.
Now, and then Mama Julie watches it vanish. And then she runs downstairs and she doesn't go outside, but she runs downstairs and looks out the window that like directly where the horned figure was standing in the lawn. There in the snow are 2 hoof prints. Exactly where it was standing, watching her from the window.
Okay, and now I have another question.
Yes.
Was this hoofed, horned figure kind of ripped and kind of sexy?
Uh-huh. I think so.
It was.
I think so, because here in my notes, when I was writing out this story after being told it, I put Wendigo?
Oh,
Question
Wendigo.
mark.
Oh my
Fucking, it has to be a Wendigo, right? Like, that's it. Horned, standing on 2 feet, sexy as hell.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember about a Wendigo. I can't remember what they're supposed to do other than they're like just really super hot elk. With shirtless elk. I think. I don't remember. I only remember the important parts. The other thing it could be, I have actually heard recently that deer have been getting some weird ass disease that I want to say that they might run on their hind legs and like attack shit, or like it's a wasting disease, and they like run into trees and they attack people and they do things. And I want to kind of say they might be running on their hind legs. I might be making that up, but I kind of think
we're talking like 35 years ago, though.
Okay, then I don't think that disease was around yet, but I want to know more.
I am curious.
Maybe there was one of those pandemics before Wendigos started appearing, and that's what we're seeing are them transforming into Wendigos now.
Oh, the diseased deer turned to Wendigo. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like werewolves.
I should probably research Wendigos a little bit more.
I think you did before, we have just not remembered.
I really have a terrible memory.
I don't remember.
So, I literally have the address to this house.
Oh,
Bree sent me the address to this house. And so I'm like, this is perfect. I'm going to find a murder at this house. And I'd asked her if she'd researched anything, and she was like, no. And so I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. Who's haunting this house? I know a family has died there, so I have to look. Okay. Murdered family put in this address. Fort Collins. I discovered.
Oh, wait. So you did this? I thought you were going to give me the address. I don't know why I got my pencil. Like, you're going to give me the.
Oh, were you ready to start doing some research?
I don't know what I was going to do. Maybe like Google it. Google map it. Okay, so you did your research already. Okay.
I searched some census records. Yes. I searched some land records.
Yes.
I searched the unsolved mystery records.
Hell yeah, you did.
I discovered that this yellow house was built in the year 1900. So it's really old.
Oh yeah, that's old.
And it has a lot of land attached to it.
Oh my God.
And that's all I found out.
Oh,
I don't know.
The spookiest.
The spookiest. So I searched so long on murders. I was like, murder, murder, murder. Who's been murdered? I went all the way back to early 1900s for murders. Turns out, so Fort Collins not a big town. So I thought this would be easy pickings. And then I went back and I read the notes, and it said a family died in that house. And I was like, shit, I spent all my time searching for murders. And I think that there's a possibility they could have all just gotten consumption or whatever crazy illness was around then and like died.
Or their souls sucked out through their faces by a Wendigo. Ooh, okay. I think that the little girl on the bus died in that house. Mm-hmm. I think she was a little old-fashioned looking. Did Mama Julie leave those out? Like, just, sure, her clothes didn't look, maybe she got them at a thrift store. A little old-fashioned girl.
Well, I'm following up now.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's where my brain goes. I love that idea. I love this story. I do love this story. And I want more. I want to know more.
I know. I'm going to try to have a follow-up.
The hole in the wall is pretty creepy. That alone, that you could have stopped there.
Especially when you're a little kid. Okay, so closets when you're a little kid, laying in bed, and there's the dark closet. At least for me, I was terrified of the closet as a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's the dark.
That's where I hid the dolls.
A creepy hole in the corner with whispers coming out is 1,000 times creepier than a
1,000 times creepier. Okay, I have another question. Was Mama June also called Mama June as a small child?
Mama Julie.
Oh, Mama Julie. Shit. Was Molly June?
Molly June.
I kept picturing Mama June is that like girl dance, or I don't know. She's some reality person. Mama Julie. Was Mama Julie, did Mama Julie go by Mama Julie ever since she was a wee baby? We're going to name this one Mama Julie. Is that how that went?
She did not. She became Mama Julie when she was a mama.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So Danny Boy and Mama Julie. The hole in the wall reminds me of when I was on vacation as a kid. We went to the Thousand Islands. We had this trailer that we rented. Maybe it was just a camper. I don't know, but it was trailer-esque.
Okay.
And I remember my younger brother, Adam, had a little Gizmo doll, okay? Like Gizmo from the Gremlins, one of those like fluffy little cute-ass gizmos. And we were all in the kitchen. And all of a sudden, there was a big explosion. And I got thrown across this little kitchen in this trailer. My brother got thrown across the trailer. And then we were all like, my mom's like, holy shit, is everyone okay? The oven had like exploded, basically. Like the gas, there was a gas leak. And then when it ignited, it was like too much fucking gas for the thing. And it blew us across. And little Gizmo was singed black. This little toy that my brother had that was like 100% polyester or something.
Die?
I have no idea. I don't know, but it was like singed black. The whole thing was black because of this explosion. So the rental company or whatever upgraded us to a little cottage, which most people would be thrilled about. But I got placed in a room that had like ceiling tiles and a missing ceiling tile in the ceiling, like adjacent to the bed, like that I just stared at this black hole in the ceiling the whole time. And I was terrified. I hated it so much.
Looking in at you.
Yeah, I did not sleep well. My parents probably also had the same conversation. Oh, well, I'm not sleeping in that room. That's creepy as fuck. Let's put the kids in there. Yeah. I don't know how many rooms, but that's what that reminds me of. So I have some compassion. Dark holes in the wall, in the ceiling. No, kids are not going to sleep well. That's probably why they had like those, they heard those sounds too, because they're up all night. Auditory hallucinations potentially.
Yes.
But
oh man, that's freaky.
I want to follow up. I want to know, this family died.
I'll get one.
They were killed by a Wendigo. There was a deer mauling, the Great Deer Mauling. Did you check that?
Great Deer Mauling of 89 or whatever it was.
Yes. Yeah. People know things. People know things. Fort Collins.
I know.
We're going to find them
research.
Out. Great story. I loved it. I love it. I love it. What did you say your sister-in-law's name was? Barilla?
Yes, to a T, Barilla. No,
Barilla.
Bree.
Bree. Oh, I was
Barilla.
Really pretty close. I have a sister-in-law named Brianna as well.
That's, Brianna. Oh,
yes. So Twinsies. You have more than me, so odds are that maybe we'll have a little overlap.
Chances are everybody in America has the matching name to some of my relatives.
Okay, so this one comes from Elle, and she says, I've shared this story before. I'm reluctant to share again, and I'm sure it will sound like I'm batshit crazy, but truth is, this happened without a doubt. I live in southern Michigan, USA. A couple of years ago, I was on my way home from a friend's house. It was about 11 p.m. I was alone in my F-150 truck. I was sitting at a red light about a mile from home. I was completely sober. No drinking, no drugs. No other cars at the intersection, just me. As I waited for the light to turn green, something fluttering caught my eye in my rearview mirror. At first, I thought a big bird, but as I continued to stare, I saw this was no bird. It was huge, flying about 6 to 8 feet above the road behind me, heading directly at me, probably a good city block behind. I saw its wings flapping. As it got closer, I could see each wing was about a 6-foot span. It had a human-type body, but it was all black. I was frozen in fear. I may have even stopped breathing. My mind raced to try and justify what I was seeing. My eyes quickly darted around looking for flags, banners, something that could possibly have created this image I was seeing on the road. There was nothing. It just about reached the bed of my truck when the light turned green. I broke my stare and I floored it out of there. Funny how your mind races and your body freezes while trying to justify what you're seeing. That was the most awful fear I ever experienced. When I got home, I was trembling and reality set in. To this day, I still don't know what the hell it was that I saw. I searched the net to give you an idea of what I saw. I know what this sounds like. She sighed. She wrote a sigh. I sighed because her words said sigh. I never saw it again, and I hope I never do. I think more than anything, I was in awe of its huge wingspan. Seeing them flap with such power as it flew will forever be etched in my mind. I don't remember seeing red eyes. I know how this sounds, believe me, but I swear to you, as sure as I'm typing this now, it happened.
Whoa. That's Birdman. That's like the cryptid is called Birdman, isn't it? Or did you look that up?
It's so close. I didn't have to look it up to know, Britt.
Okay, she told you?
No.
You already know?
Yeah, it's in my vast database of knowledge. Cryptid professionals, as I expected you to be as well.
Okay.
You've not been studying, Britt.
Gotta get my encyclopedia out.
So close. It's not Birdman. It is Mothman.
Mothman! Yes, Mothman.
I like the idea of Birdman. Birdman is from BoJack Horseman. No. Wait, what is he from? He's from Rick and Morty. Do you watch that show?
I don't.
Okay,
but I know what you're talking about.
I think Birdman.
And there was another movie I think that came out about Birdman too, which
I don't think
I'm
sure
saw.
There's been many Birdmans,
but
including
Mothman,
Big Bird.
I do know a little bit about Mothman, but yes.
So Mothman is like I didn't know if I wanted to do a whole episode necessarily on the Mothman. I'm not doing a whole episode of the Mothman, but the Mothman, like, people spot that shit like repeatedly and oftentimes
several sightings.
Yes, with it will it coincide with like a tragic event. Like seeing a Mothman is a bad omen, but Elle did not say that there was any like tragic event that occurred along with it. But it's like you see a Mothman and there's maybe we'll research it a little more, but there's a bridge collapse that like people were seeing Mothman before a bridge collapse.
Learned about Mothman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there was another tragedy and people were spotting Mothman right before the tragedy. And so, I don't know. She did not see the red eyes. He's supposed to have glowing red eyes, and people have been like chased by like a very similar stories of being chased by this Mothman.
Did she say where this happened?
In Michigan, in southern Michigan, which I don't think that the original, he was not first spotted in Michigan. He was first spotted in some other place in the United States. Shit.
Indiana,
North Carolina, something like that. Hold on.
First sighting of Mothman.
West. Did I say West Virginia? I did say West Virginia. No, I said North Carolina.
Oh, it is West Virginia.
Same
you're faster than I am.
Yeah. So he's
Point Pleasant.
Yeah. So he had been spotted.
Oh, right.
There.
Okay. I'm looking at my map here. Okay. West Virginia.
I think it's slightly west of Virginia.
And then Michigan is...
Oh, it's northeast.
You know what? That's actually not... They're only... Ohio's in between the two of them.
Yeah. And
so that's actually in the same area. Yeah.
If you have a fucking like 12-foot wingspan, that's like a 1 hour flight. That's not far, I think, by my calculations.
Yeah, and during the summertime, that could be a very pleasant flight. The wind's got your
You just ride them thermals.
Yeah.
Mothman knows what's up. So I just was very excited to get another cryptid story because we haven't had a Mothman story yet, right?
That one is so good, too. I will say that it's interesting that it's called Mothman because I want to say that the past stories I've heard about Mothman, he does have a very large wingspan and their wings, and moths are more like butterflies, which is strange.
Okay, so
Maybe
I think the issue here is that Batman was already taken.
Oh.
And I feel like that is what I'm picturing. Black body, huge wingspan.
Yeah.
I'm kind
Did
of
she
picturing
mention
that.
feathers? I don't know
No,
if she mentioned
no.
feathers.
But she said fluttering, so maybe it is a little bit more mothy, right?
Mothy than birdie.
Yeah, or batty
Yeah.
for that matter.
Oh, like a fleshy wing. Ooh,
yeah, coming
that's
right
so
at
creepy.
you in your
Oh
rear
my God,
view.
can you imagine? Yeah, I would be like, forget the stoplight. Bye.
No, I don't like regular bats in my backyard. I don't like regular moths in my house. I do not want like a gigantor one freaking charging at me. Do you think she sat there and waited for the light to turn green? Like a good Samaritan?
Said she did, didn't she? She said she did as soon as the light turned green. She was like,
oh,
she's such a good citizen.
I feel like that gives you license to just get the fuck out of there. She's like, oh God, what am I going to do? The light's still green.
Right. You've got, be like, copper, look behind you. And then, maybe it
absolutely. That's what all sane people say. Copper, look behind. There was a giant Mothman was chasing me. I had to run the green light. I mean, okay, the red light. There's like,
fine.
Yeah, okay.
That ran through her head.
Yeah,
legit.
I excuse that then. I understand.
Good one. Thanks, Elle.
Do you have another story?
I do.
Okay.
I'm going with like a similar vibe from my last story. This one was from Anonymous. I was 11 years old, playing in the backyard with my little brother. Possibly his name was Danny also.
What? Danny boys?
No. I just put that in there.
Okay.
They were playing as the sun was setting. Not caring about electricity bills or privacy, I routinely left my bedroom lights on and curtains wide open.
Oh, this child's name is Odin.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
Could be.
Okay.
Playing with little Milo. As we played, my little brother points to my window and says, "Look, there's someone in your room." I look up and see a small girl's shadow standing directly in the window, then immediately turn around and walk away. I ran into the house looking for this person, but I couldn't find anyone. 15 years later, my dad said he was seeing dozens of shadow people and a small girl walking around our basement. My dad died in our living room 2 weeks later. Our house was built in 1932, and newspaper articles reveal 6 people dying in our house, not including my dad. Surprisingly, however, these newspapers never mentioned children dying in the home. Who do you think this little girl was? That's the story.
You're hung up on the fact that like a little girl wasn't mentioned, but like 7 other people died in this home right before your dad. Like, death. And your dad's reporting. Oh shit! Is the little girl the murderer? Ooh, she's not mentioned, but everybody
That's
is
why she's not
her.
mentioned. Solved.
She hides in the wall and kills people. In the closet,
she's
in a
staring
little crack
out
in the walls.
She's staring there and then slowly turns around and walks away.
Dude, you've got like a theme going here. I love it.
I know.
It's so creepy. It's so, I like totally, Milo and Odin would do that. Hey, there's someone standing in your room. Like to mess with each other. Like, so I could see that right in our house, it's a hummingbird. Oh, look, there's a hummingbird. And there's never a hummingbird. There actually are hummingbirds quite often.
You have a lot of hummingbirds.
It's more a diversion. That's the Oh, look, a hummingbird. I'm going to go like run out of the room and fuck with something or do something. I'm not going to listen. I don't want to answer your question. But there was actually a fucking little girl standing there. Like that is creepy as shit. And then his dad reported it and then his dad died.
Dad saw it too. She wasn't the only one. And then he died.
This is such a rich story. What did you just say? You had some rich stories. That is like such a perfectly, oh my God, I love this one. I don't know. Love it, love it, love it. So many levels, layers.
It's the little kid ones, man. It's the little kid ones. They grab me.
It's the little kid ones. And then there's murder. And then there's like verification that fucked up shit had happened in the house after seeing something in the house. And then the dad 15 years later talks about seeing shit. And then the dad dies too.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun.
Love it, love it. Perfect. Beautiful story.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Anonymous Odin. Anodin. Okay. I have a story for you, my friend, because you are in a book club. Does your book club have a name? I'm curious.
Badass Book Club.
Badass Book Club. Do you guys all wear bandanas? Do you?
Dun, 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 dun. No, we're actually super cliche and just get drunk every time we
Well, I think that maybe you need to introduce some Granbamas to that group. And
we'll take a picture. Yeah, we're badass though.
Okay.
It's true.
They would, because I'm like jealous looking at you through the Zoom right now. I want a bandana. Granbana.
Granbama.
A bandana. Kind of like that a little better. Bandana. Damn.
Well,
So that's bandana. Okay, bandana. So, yeah, you guys are in a book club. And I don't know. I love that. I'm just killing time while I was looking for my story. What the fuck did I do with it? So what's it? Okay. So I know you're in the book club. I know some of your book club friends or listeners. So this one goes out to y'all. So this one is from Pandora. She titled this one, "A Fellow Book Lover." And she says, "When I was 20, I had a very tiny apartment. It was one half of a duplex built in the 50s. My landlord was a distant cousin, so knew the history of the property. One afternoon, I decided to relax with my favorite book and a cup of coffee. I was sitting on my daybed. The place was too small for a couch and a bed, reading while my coffee was brewing. The book was a hardback special edition that I had read so many times the spine was broken. That meant I could lay the book down, still opened, and it wouldn't close. I hear the last gurgles of my coffee pot. Britt, with your special effects. The last gurgles of my coffee pot. Excellent. Nailed it. Do you drink coffee?
It's farting coffee. Get over it.
I don't know if I could do better. I don't even know. That's how I think it got out.
It's hard.
That's really hard when I put you on the spot.
It's sputtering. It's a sputtering spot.
Okay. Okay, so everyone has that in their mental inventory now. So there's the sound that she hears. I turn around to go back to my bed, and I see her. She was in her 20s, wearing a long brown skirt and a green top. Style of clothes and hair was late 30s, early 40s. She was sitting on my daybed with her legs tucked up under her in stocking feet. Just a relaxing pose. She was leaning over, reading my book. She looked up, saw me, gave me an impish whoopsie, you saw me grin, and disappeared. I just stood there staring at where she had been sitting. I stood there so long. When I finally came back to myself, my cup of coffee was cold.
Oh!
I immediately called my mom and told her what happened. She was solid. I couldn't see through her. I thought at first she must be connected somehow to the property, but the duplex and surrounding area hadn't been built till the 50s, and her dress and hair was from an earlier time. I never saw her again and have no other encounters of that type, but I remember everything about it still to this day. I wasn't scared. Nothing about the encounter scared me or made me feel uncomfortable. In fact, I lived there a couple more years. I did every night before going to bed, take that book and open it to a new page and put it on the kitchen table just in case she wanted to keep reading.
Oh my gosh, I want to be friends with this person. What's her name again? Phoenix?
Pandora.
Pandora. So awesome. Oh my gosh, so good.
Britt had her little hands on her face, her actually ginormous hands on her face. like squeezing
I
her
you had
cheeks
to correct that shit.
in glee listening to that. I knew you would like that. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Perfect for the badass book club.
Hell yes. Oh, in dedication of.
Yes.
I have a theory. I think
Okay.
that the spirit had to be attached to the book, right? Because spirits can be attached to items.
Ooh, yeah. I love it.
And
yes.
Because it sounds like the duplex, not super old,
No.
or like history of haunting. And like, what if it's a book that she's read so much, and it's an old book that she's read so much that the spine is worn, like. Of course. Of course it would be a spirit that she like enjoys and likes, and like they enjoy the same book. And it's like, I love that story so
That's a great
much.
theory, because I was like, well, maybe it happened down the street or something, or maybe she's just wandering in. But we do not give enough credence and credit to haunted objects on this podcast.
Mhm.
We need
It's
to pay
true.
more attention to that. And then I just the whoopsies. Oh, you saw me. You caught me.
Oops, you caught me.
Oh,
And then
I love it. It gives me goosebumps. This one was just like a little, I don't know, just a little delight.
Delight. Pure delight.
Of
All right. I love it. I'm going to go dark again. Are you
Okay,
ready?
bring us way back down. We're too happy. Just
Now that
smash
we're
that
at a
joy.
high, let's take a hard low. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. It's not that terrible. Or maybe a little bit. This story comes from Jocelyn.
Okay.
When I was around 10 years old, the year's about 1999, living in an old house built in 1913.
Oh,
a theme
you
a
do
theme
have
with
a
my stories
theme.
tonight.
I love it.
My family owned cats that ran up to the second level story. Where do I find these stories? So good. One day I was told to get our cat down from the second story. I
Okay.
stood at the top of the stairs.
Oh, are there cats in everyone? Is this the point? Is that what you're cheering right then?
Oh, the cat. There is a cat going to the second story is really from the first story.
Okay.
Dang. Do I need to go back and start the story from the beginning? Shit.
No, I just wasn't clear on the self-congratulatory high five there. The tightening of the
Okay,
bandana.
Maybe I should start the story over.
No,
Okay.
please continue.
One day I was told to get our cat down. I stood at the top of the stairs that faced all 4 bedrooms and a bathroom. As I said, "Here, kitty," over and over, I heard rattling. Oh, that's a good rattling. Oh, I like that. And I saw a figure floating over a bedroom floor wearing a black cloak. Water was dripping off the cloak and making a puddle on the floor under it. And this thing was shaking a doorknob to the walk-in closet.
No, what?
Now, the walk-in closet contains an attic crawl space too that didn't have a doorknob. So I was scared and frozen watching this solid thing. The bedroom window looking past this figure, I saw that it was bright and sunny outside. And once my eyes went back to the cloak figure, I realized that it had no hands or feet. And it must have felt my presence because it turned its head and looked at me. It had no face. This all happened in a matter of minutes. And I thought, forget the cat! And I ran downstairs. I have some pictures with, okay, then that was it. And ran downstairs.
Oh,
So they were about 10 years old when this happened.
okay. I think that their mom might have just set up like a drying line upstairs in the bedroom, and they had a wet cloak that they were drying.
But
It was shaking a doorknob. Damn it.
Yes.
I don't want to believe that one. That's creepy.
Well, I've heard I've heard before the dark figures, like we've hear that all the time, the shadow people, the dark figures. But the dripping water?
Why is it soaking
that?
wet? And then there's a freaking like attic crawl space through that door. That is why. Where was it
up
going?
There?
The river Styx is why it was wet. It must have been death or something, right? What happened?
And then the rattling. Why so much rattling?
Why trying to get into that walk-in closet? And why are you going in there? And it was a sunny day.
I know.
I don't like this. Well, but the closet is also where cloaks belong. So part of that does make sense.
Solved.
Yep.
Done.
Death
just needs to go to the cloak closet.
I hope the cat fucked that shit up, shredded that cloak. We just came upon another cat. We acquired another cat recently.
Sparks.
Little Sparks. Sparks is cute. But we have a theory. Did I tell you where I think Sparks came from?
No.
So Sparks appeared mysteriously in our neighbor's house.
Is it the missing cat that was supposed to be down the concrete drain?
I'm not going to lie. I did look that back up because I'm like, if this fucking cat, like I hoped so hard. I was like, oh, please be the psychic drain cat. Please. I really so wanted to end up with that cat.
Has to be.
Not that cat. That was a black cat. This is a beautiful, gorgeous tabby. He is so handsome, but he ended up in a friend's house suddenly who doesn't have cats. This cat woke them up while they were sleeping. And since he has opened up
in their house,
in their house, like just woken up by yes. So he ended up in our friend's house. They have dogs. They can't have a cat. So they brought him over to us, knowing we also have a barn cat. And since he has been in our care, he has turned and opened a doorknob several times. What? We hear the jingle jangle of the door, of a doorknob being twisted and turned. Think it's somebody in the house. And then all of a sudden, there's a cat fucking meowing next to you. Like scares the shit out of me because we do not have cats indoors. We have a barn cat.
Oh my gosh, genius cat.
Genius cat. Part of me is like, is Sparks evil? But did someone send him? Well, how did he come? Like, the witches, the what are they called when they have the little familiars? Is this somebody's familiar coming to us?
Like a witch in a cat's body, right? Because they can change.
Yeah, or something along those lines. Also, our good friend from What We Do in the Shadows, BFFs over there, they also have a familiar because they're vampires and they have a familiar who they can't change shapes. I just like that show. Never mind. It's called a familiar. So this has crossed my mind.
Yeah, he's got to be a witch.
I think he might be. I think someone sent him. Or
a very beautiful witch.
Some dastardly acts that we have partaken in that must not be said could have summoned him.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, he was here before that. Never mind. Okay, theory. Still familiar.
Okay, did he show up before or after you harvested crystals?
Oh, after.
Oh, there you are. You have a massive mop bucket of crystals.
Oh my God.
Summoned.
Too many.
Sparks.
We summoned him. Oh, so he's a good
energy.
familiar. He's my familiar.
Alissa.
Wait, does this mean I'm a witch?
Yes. Yes.
Solved.
Obviously.
Okay.
You have a mop bucket of crystals and a super smart cat.
Oh my God.
The only thing that doesn't make you a witch is that you are a little afraid of fires and your hair catching on fire. But you have super long witchy hair.
I'll be honest. I hate brooms. I think they're stupid. Give me a vacuum. Like, what is up with this
Modern
broom?
day witch. Modern
Dumb.
day.
If you like true crime, dark history, the haunted and paranormal, then we think you'll like Ghost Town.
Ghost Town is hosted by me, Rebecca Lieb.
And me, Jason Horton.
We cover both notorious and obscure true crimes,
the haunted, paranormal, and unexplained,
and the dark history of everything from world events to pop culture.
There are new episodes of Ghost Town every Wednesday and Friday.
Find out for yourself what Vulture.com called essential listening and one listener called a total waste of time.
So pause the podcast you're listening to right now.
And go subscribe to Ghost Town for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And at ghosttownpod.com.
If you have any stories, haunted houses, a murder happened in your house, and you're now living with the deceased inhabitant. Well, no, the ghosts, not just bodies.
Oh, yeah, we don't want
no
dead body. I mean, actually, that's a good story. You can send it, but then get rid of the body.
It is
Please,
a
just
good
get it out
story.
Of there.
If you think it's a good story that we'll read that's not just super deeply disturbing, please send it to us at SkeleTalesPodcast@gmail.com.
You can also call us. We have a phone number where you can leave a voicemail. 302-689-DEAD. 302-689-3323.
Heck yeah. You can also DM us on all of the social medias. For the most part, we're SkeleTales or some variation of that. SkeleTales Pod, SkeleTales Podcast. You'll find us.
On all the socials.
On all the socials.
Well, it's short and sweet.
Heck yeah.
Rate us, review us.
Share
More
us.
importantly, yes.
Sorry.
Tell a friend. Yeah, you said it. Share us.
I know, but I
Share it with
interrupted
a
you to
friend.
say it. Don't
We'll
interrupt
say it louder.
friends.
Louder,
Actually,
Alissa.
interrupt all your friends' stories. Be like, interesting, but let me tell you about this podcast, SkeleTales.
Exactly.
Yep.
We have a merch shop. You know what? I'm going to fucking make some buttons. I'm going to make some buttons for the merch shop.
Hell yeah.
And then you can buy it. You can find that on our website, SkeleTales Podcast.
Nope.
Podcast.
Close.
SkeleTalesPodcast.com or on our link tree, which is in our socials as well.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So send us all your stories. Do we have anything else, Britt? Is there anything else?
God, we knocked that out of the
Holy
park.
shit. We did. Hey, Britt. Britt.
What?
Britt.
What?
Britt.
Huh.
Huh. Britt.
What?
Haunt you later.
Haunt you later.
Good night.
Good night.